Yeah, I'm standing here with Gary Evert at the Saddleback Ranch in Malibu, California. We are been driving the fabulous new 2016 Civic this morning, and they have a pretty cool Cutaway white body here. And Gary's going to do a quick walk around and highlight some of the best features of the new body structure. Thanks for joining us, Gary.
Thank you. So I'll just go through a couple of the highlights of our body here. One of the new things that we did is we have a composite front bulkhead, and it's a modular front bulkhead, so during manufacturing, the associates can actually walk into the engine compartment, do work, and walk out, so it's a lot more ergonomic. And so we have a composite front bulkhead, we have an aluminum front bumper beam to decrease the weight. We have traditional cold stamp but high strength steels on the frame here. On this outer frame, which is our ACE structure, we have hot stamp steels for ultra high strength. A couple quick points, our power steering, we have dual pinion EPS, electronic power steering, and we also have variable gear ratio. So when you're driving at high speeds, the throw of the wheels is very small, but when you're in a parking lot, you get a lot more turn for how much you turn the steering wheel. So it's only 2.2 turns of the steering wheel from lock to lock, so we're very proud of that also.
And that's standard on all Civics?
That's standard on all Civics, yes.
Okay.
One other thing that you can see maybe if you look back here, that's a compliance bushing. That's where the lower suspension arm is mounted. And that's a hydraulic compliance bushing, meaning that it's liquid filled. And what that does is it absorbs some of the impact, so you can get the best balance between handling and roadworthiness or ride comfort. And it's on the front for all versions of the 2016 Civic, and we have the same type of bushing on the rear for the turbo versions to give you that little bit of extra sportiness. So then you can see here, one of the keys that we wanted was good visibility, so we reduced the size of the A-pillar and we use ultra high strength steel. It's actually a hot stamp that's up through the A-pillar here. And then one of the interesting new technologies for Honda that we've applied for the first time is called a soft zoned steel. And what this does is we have ultra high strength steel. This purple part here that's behind this outer panel is stamped. It's a hot stamp steel, but what we do is by tempering this area right here, we make it weaker. So we have a strong area and then a weak area, and that controls the crush, and it controls the energy absorption in the event of an impact. So this is an interesting new technology that allows us to not add extra stiffeners, lighten the body, and still guarantee our great crash performance. Moving to the back of the vehicle, just a couple more interesting points. We have a rear frame for the first time, so that's not just connected to the body. That gives us and we have multi-link rear suspension, so we going back to the Civic DNA of being sporty, so we've got a great new rear suspension that really helps the dynamics. And the last thing I want to talk about, we have another application of the soft zones. So this part is hot stamped first, and then through quenching and tempering, depending on the speed and the temperature that we finish this material off, we make soft zones in just particular patches of the rear frame. And this type of application is a world's first technology. And what this does is when you're in a rear, if there's a rear impact, what it does is it specifically bends in the soft zone areas to control the mode, so it kind of makes a Z shape here, and these areas here are bent first, and we control the mode through that. One more thing I forgot to point out when we were up under the hood, we shortened the front overhang by over an inch, and in order to do that, we lost some of our crush stroke. So in order to improve, or in order to get more crush stroke, What we actually do is, if you can see that pink linkage down there, what that does is it bends at a 90-degree angle, and that pulls the engine and transmission down below the cabin so that the engine and emission slide down under the cabin, and it gets us an extra 3 inches of crash stroke, which improves our overall safety.